It's because I grew up in a haunted house, Pat. Like, seriously, it was so traumatizing to me. And I would lay there in bed and I would hear this spirit come down the hallway, and there was something wrong with his leg, and it was this older man. Our backyard was like 20 yards away was a graveyard, but not like these nice manicured graveyards. This was like an old southeastern coal mine graveyard. And I would lay there in bed and I would hear step, drag, and I would just be filled with fear and panic. And then I would look over because the door frame was on the right side of the bed. I'd look over and he would look in the door frame to see that I was seeing him. And then he would walk in. And then the three women would walk in behind him and they would all circle the bed and they would all lean in on my face. And while they didn't say anything or make noise, it felt like they were screaming at me. So I went to my granny and granny said, Granny's an old Southern woman with a really foul mouth. I'll save you from what she really said. But basically, you look terrible. Like, what's going on? And I told her, I just started crying. I explained what was happening. And she was like, don't tell anybody else in the family, but your granny's the same way. And I'll help you. I'll help you. And she sure did. That woman taught me so much more than just about spirit. She taught me about nature. She took me on walks through. We had an open little field area where she taught me about like herbs and how you use herbs. And she was all very into home remedy. Yeah, she's just iconic. But that's how I got started with spirit and wanted to understand why. Like, why is this happening? And that was the spark of it. And then I just followed it. I became a certified ghost hunter through Patty Starr, as did our friendship coffee. And that was 10 years ago. And I've been doing paranormal investigating ever since. And I just honestly, the truth is, in my normal everyday paranormal investigation, I'll go in and get a base reading from my gut. And then I will usually do the equipment base line. And then I get the cards out. So yeah, that's usually my flow. But because you have to follow those procedures, you know what it's like. You have procedures to do a proper investigation. So that's usually my flow.
Awesome. Did you ever figure out who the man and the 3 women were?
Absolutely not.